Hi everyone, this is Noreen Chase, Community Manager of the Social Biz User Group. I'm doing a series of interviews of speakers for the upcoming ICON UK conference being held in London September 21st through the 22nd. Today, I'm speaking to Tim Malone, a multiple IBM champion and co-founder and director at Intech. Let's get started. Hi Tim, how are you today?
I'm very good, thank you, Noreen.
Thank you for joining us and talking to our community. Can you give us some information on your professional background and your role and experience as an IBM champion?
Of course. I started as an RPG programmer back in 1979, working on IBM System 38 hardware. I did that until I started Intech Systems 28 years ago. In association with my business partner, Steve Joseph. Our mission then really was to help companies deliver on their IT application strategy. And really, our mission has changed very little in the intervening period. The technology has changed enormously, but what we do for our customers remains the same. My role at Intech is Sales and Marketing Director. It's a varied role. I try to do as much as I can for the community and for promoting the IBM collaboration solutions and the strategy behind that. And I've been very fortunate in being rewarded as with the status of IBM Champion for the last 2 years, something which I'm very proud of. Our focus within Intech, and therefore my particular focus at the moment, is very much around the IBM ESS brand. So we do a lot of work in IBM Notes and Domino, IBM Connections, managed application hosting using IBM SoftLayer. We're getting more involved with the Connexa Smarter Workforce Solutions as part of the Analytics brand. And coming with that is the exciting area of IBM Watson.
So are you finding your clients moving to IBM Verse, or are they wanting to stay on Domino? And what are their feelings about moving to the cloud?
I think there is a big variance in people's response to both cloud and also to Verse. Cloud has a lot of opportunities, and I think people realize that it's an inevitable step in order to realize cost savings and increased possibilities for them as organizations. I think there are a number of challenges for them to overcome, including security, not just where the data resides, but sometimes with organizations that have very tight regulatory constrictions, also where that data passes through. And there are also some performance issues as well sometimes with regard to their infrastructure. Potentially also integration with other applications, but I think most vendors, and especially IBM currently, are using hybrid solutions to help overcome a lot of those issues. As far as IBM Verse is concerned, yes, it has a lot of traction now. Most of our customers are fully aware of it. I think because of its social capabilities, it offers a lot to clients who are wishing to move that way. Some of them are not understanding fully the bigger picture, if you like, and the longer term strategy. But we're hoping that we will be able to make a big impact with companies moving to IBM Verse. We've actually just created a brand new infographic, which is very informative and quite humorous, I think, which you can see at our website, intech.co.uk, under the Thinking tab.
You mentioned Watson, and big data is really becoming interesting. So your ICON UK session is related to that. It's called Starting the Analytics Journey. What's all the fuss about? So can you give us a little more insight into your session beyond the abstract as to what you would like to convey?
Absolutely. I'm co-presenting with a gentleman called Paget Miles, who is the worldwide sales leader for workforce sciences and HR analytics at IBM. And Paget is a long-time advocate of talent insights and analytics, and trying to find out from the data which is held within the organization certain key questions and answers to those questions which will predict certain problems or opportunities that an organization may face through its correct or incorrect use of workforce. So an example might be that using the analytics insights, we may find that a company has an aging workforce and that a lot of its knowledge may well disappear from the company in the next year or two. So being able to predict that early and upfront means you can then use technologies which are social, such as IBM Connections, to help get that information out of a silo, out of somebody's head, and into an environment where it can be easily shared and easily accessed. And constantly updated, where there is a single version of the truth which all employees can reach, and therefore starting to absolve some of the problems that become associated with an aging workforce. That's one example. We hope to illustrate a number of other examples also where analytics will help companies identify both issues and opportunities, and how best then to resolve the issues and capitalize on the opportunities.
So what do you see are the challenges for businesses to get on board with analytics and big data?
I think IBM have worked very hard to remove as many barriers as possible. The Smarter Workforce Connects brand, for example, are very much open in terms of the data that they can accept in, that Watson can analyze. So it doesn't have to be of a particular format. It can be an Excel spreadsheet, or in a lot of instances, it can even be data which has come from other HR related systems supplied by other vendors. So the barriers are being broken down. I think the big issue is having acceptance and understanding and sponsorship from CHRO level and above, if possible. Certainly IT needs to be involved as well to a large extent, but the issue is, what are you trying to achieve? What are the analytics that you are going to look at? And how are you going to plan for that over a longer term period?
Can you give us a tip from your session?
Yes, I think Watson is an area which is very exciting, and we will touch upon that in the session. I think, I'm not a technical person, and this session is very much around strategy, but I do think it will be very interesting and very compelling. So I think the thing with Watson is that a lot of people are hearing a lot of hype about it, but aren't exactly sure what it is and how it will fit in, how it's consumed, what its model is, those kinds of things. But I think ultimately it's a brand new way. We've seen with IBM Verse a new way to work in terms of faceted search and the ability to dig deep into the data that you hold within IBM Verse to find information very quickly. And I think, Watson will be incorporated into Verse over time, and certainly with a lot of the analytics solutions, they are going to be using Watson in a way which is probably a completely different paradigm. It's a real shift from the way people have understood analytics to be in the past, where you perhaps need a mathematical brain, or you need to understand certain technical terms, or the way to couch a particular question in a query. But with Watson, IBM are looking to accept questions and queries which are in plain English-speaking language. The intelligence is built in that not only will it present you with an answer, it will give you a percentage confidence in that answer, and also then lead you on a journey, Amazon style, if you like, to say you might be interested in asking this as your next question, or you might be interested in seeing the information that we've just put forward to you in a different way. So it enables you to both dig deeper and also to go horizontally, if you like, to look at other areas that you can be led on to, which are related to your initial question. And that would be my tip for some of the things we'll be seeing.
That is really interesting. I find it interesting that IBM Verse, the analytics, it's being used at a user's level and not a managerial level. That's really interesting to me and fascinating, and I look forward to seeing how that is going to develop. So we've covered your background and your ICON UK session. So now it's time to get a little personal. Can you tell us what you do when you're not working? What do you do in your downtime away from work?
I have a couple of interests, I guess. One is that my children left home a couple of years ago, and trying to fill the gap that they left behind, if you like. My wife and I have got very much into sailing. We have a boat on the River Thames, and we find that very relaxing to use at weekends. It's a very sociable thing as well. We connect with friends that we perhaps haven't seen for a long time. And it's a nice way of spending some time. Whenever you travel via car, you tend to focus very much upon the destination, whereas when you travel by boat, you focus on the journey. And I think that's a good metaphor for life as well. Is don't just focus on where you're going, but actually enjoy the route you take to get there. I think another area is even though my wife keeps telling me to retire, I still play football on a Monday with occasionally some of the people from Intech and a group of friends. It was something we started doing 15 years ago to help one of our employees who'd come from abroad actually get to know more people, and it's something that we continue to do on a Monday evening. And a lot of people say it's the only worthwhile reason to get up on a Monday is the football at the end of the day.
Well, that is just wonderful. Tim, it has been such a pleasure interviewing you, and thank you again for taking time and speaking with us today.
You're very welcome, Noreen. Thank you. Good to talk to you too.
Folks, there's still time to register for ICON UK. Here's the link. The dates are September 21st through 22nd in London. Thanks again, and make it a great day.